Hi everyone, hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. I had a pretty good one myself. This video is going to try some different things. I'm trying some different lighting effects, me being on here too. And then also we're going to talk about a pretty cool repair service that I've used a few times myself. Okay, so for any of you that have been in this hobby for any length of time, I'm sure you've come across issues in which things didn't necessarily work properly. And what you usually have to do in those situations is either try to fix it yourself or get a hold of the manufacturer. And if you've gone the route of doing either of those things, you know that pretty much every situation is unique. And there are some situations, no matter how skilled you are, that you may need the help of the original manufacturer to get those problems resolved. So, this locomotive here, I purchased used and with some things missing and some damage. It's a Pennsylvania J1. I kind of stumbled upon it, picked it up for about $100. It was missing all of the electronics in the tender. It actually had no decoder whatsoever. There's pretty much just two speakers and some wires, and that was about it. So I originally had plans of hardwiring this for TCS WOW or possibly maybe putting QSI in it. And then I came across this service, which would actually put the factory Broadway sound back in it. So this is a Broadway Limited locomotive, which in my opinion is the best manufacturer of steam locomotives today at this point in time. Certainly a lot of others out there. In my dealings with Broadway, I've been very, very happy in almost every circumstance. But in order to get this one running again, I needed to have some type of decoder in it. So I elected to go the route of actually having it upgraded to Paragon 2. This was originally a Blue Line locomotive, but as I stated, there was no sound card in it whatsoever, no decoder. All the electronics in the tender were missing. So, if you go to Broadway Limited's website, and if you hit the support tab here, come on. Wow, internet's down. That sucks. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hold on a second here. Okay, we're back here. I got the web page loaded. So once you hit that support tab, this page will come up here. And there's a spot down here for the TSD website. So what these guys handle is basically out of warranty repairs and upgrades for Broadway Limited locomotives. So in a circumstance such as this one, where I didn't really have any of the electronics, it's a very old model, it's out of warranty, and also for people who may have older Blue Line locomotives or QSI or possibly even Paragon 2 models now that they're not necessarily the latest thing out anymore. So what these guys do basically is they're down in Florida. You send your train down there, and then you pay for upgrade services. So if we go to here, this has their price list here. So they do a number of things. They'll upgrade the software on your decoder. They'll replace a faulty one. They don't do repairs for part damage. Generally, they only really do work to the electronics. So it's not really something where they'll replace a motor for you. They pretty much only handle the electronics. So in the situation where I didn't really have a decoder at all and I wanted to go to Paragon 2, the service that I was selected for was the upgrade Blue Line to Paragon 2, which was about $119. You do have to pay shipping, of course, and getting it to them, which they actually have an address that you ship to, and of course it's in Florida. So for me, being in Pennsylvania, it's a little further, so you ship it down there. When they receive it, then they start working on it for you. And their turnaround times do vary depending on what time of year it is. I had this done back in June, so it's not exactly peak season for model railroading. And I actually had it back within a week. And this price here does include return shipping. So that's not something you have to pay them an additional fee on top of that just for shipping. They do also have a expedited service. So that's a little bit more if you do want that. Trying to find the actual price of that here. But there is an additional fee where you can get expedited service. So if it's really something that you need for, a train show or something that you're going to in a matter of days, you can opt for that service. However, I think their regular service is pretty quick, at least during non-busy times of the year. And beyond just my J1 here, I've also sent back a Norfolk & Western Class A that had a bad cam sensor, so it was not properly chuffing. And that was a blue line also, which I sent to them and had them upgrade the Paragon too. And in that situation, I had to choose the 149 option here. If you do want to have questions for them, they do have a little box here, which is contact them, and basically has an email form out here, and they're pretty quick with that. I don't believe they're open on weekends, but if you do email them during the week, usually you will get a response during normal business hours pretty quickly. There's a gentleman there that I've exchanged emails with a couple times on some questions before I sent my locomotives down there by the name of Seneca. Pretty nice guy. Very, very prompt in responding to me and detailing what service I actually needed to fix my locomotives. But I've had very good experiences with them and the locomotives that I've sent down there. So if you have an older QSI model and you're not happy with it and you want to get it as good as a newer one, you can send it down there just the same as your blue line, or if you're having issues with your Paragon 2 model, or if you need like a new sound card and you're out of warranty, these guys can fix it for you. So very, very good experiences. Also, my experiences with the Broadway parts department's been pretty good as well. I needed some parts for my Class A 1218, some little walkways and a couple other little pieces. On this J1 here, I needed one of these little train phone antennas. I got that too. When you're ordering parts from Broadway, they do take about 5 to 10 days to actually ship out the item, and then you're waiting a couple more days for it to arrive. So it's generally something that's not really expedited. So when you do order parts, expect to be waiting up to 2 to 3 weeks for them. That's pretty typical. But they're usually pretty descriptive in their diagrams that are in the box here as to what part is what, so they usually can send you the right thing. But I just wanted to pass along this info about these guys here, and they're called Train Service Depot. And I'll put their link in the video here, but I've been very happy with them. I think they do excellent work. Certainly have gotten my locomotives running back for me, and it's a great resource for a lot of people who have a ton of Broadway steam locomotives, because at some point you're probably going to want to upgrade the sound, and you're going to have some technical issues for them. Their electronics, they fail from time to time. Just wanted to pass this info along. Got some other videos coming up here real soon. I've been very busy over the holidays, doing some work to my Amtrak P42s. This will be my second one I'm doing. The first one I actually just finished up, and I'm just going to show some of the details on this one and how I'm doing mine. But these have all working LED lights. I replaced all the bulbs in them, put in lock sound, dual speakers, Kato motor replacement, which I did cover in an earlier video. But some more coming up about those. Probably a little bit more on my E8s that I'm working on. So a lot more things in the works here. I've been kind of bombarded with a lot of repair work lately. Working on some Markland 3-rail stuff, which is pretty unusual, to say the least. It's a little outside of my field of expertise, and some other basic HO repairs have been going on as well. But as soon as I get those wrapped up, I'll be working on some DCC stuff again here soon. And probably some more how-tos. I'm going to detail a lot of the things that I did on my P42s to get those working and working properly. So that's all coming up.